All right, welcome everyone. It's time to get started. Welcome. Welcome to those here on Zoom, to those on Facebook. Hello. You'll find the Zoom link in the sticker, but then it's also in the comments too. So just feel free to go ahead and jump over, join us in Zoom. That's where you're going to find tonight's presentation. So if you're catching this on Facebook, thank you. But you want to actually hop off and join us in Zoom so that you can see that presentation. So welcome. Thank you for joining Breathwork 614's Breathworker Life Coach Certification Series. Tonight we are talking about healing the imprints of unwanted conception, birth, and timing. This session explores how early imprints of feeling unwanted can shape your ability to receive love, plan, and trust life's team. Through breath work, you'll reconnect with the truth. You are wanted, you are worthy, and you are meant to be here. So for those of you that don't know me, I'm Tiffany Berger. I am a trauma-informed breathwork facilitator, a breathworker life coach, and the founder of Breathwork 614. It is my mission to enhance the quality of life through the power of breathwork, creating safe, trauma-informed spaces for healing and for transformation. So thank you for those that are still popping on. This is being recorded, so do know that. And I appreciate you keeping your microphone muted. If you want to turn on your camera, you are welcome to. It's always nice to have a live, warm audience. So as a part of my mission and my healing approach is I teach clients and students how to heal through breath. So using conscious breathing to release the impact of stress and trauma, thereby regulating the nervous system. Personally, I have healed and received transformation from experiencing weekly migraines, from experiencing allergies, TMJ, chronic tension and tightness in my neck and in my shoulders, and destructive beliefs about my worth and my value. Myself and my clients, we share that we experience a depth of self-acceptance and ease that was not present prior to engaging with breath work. So in my client-based services and my certification programs, I include a holistic approach integrating breath work, mindfulness, somatic or body-based practices to nurture the mind and the body. And this really helps individuals move beyond feeling stuck and release past wounds. And this is where integration lies. Some of my most favorite aspects of my profession are empowering individuals. I love coaching clients and training students to become confident, heart-centered breathwork facilitators and coaches through the certification programs. And my focus on wellness, it really helps clients cultivate a mindset for well-being and a nervous system for well-being so that they can achieve a sense of calm, of empowerment, and self-love. Thank you again for those that are just signing on. Thank you for muting your microphone there. So in the second session of Unlocking the Patterns Written at Birth in this series, today we're going to explore the prenatal and the perinatal imprints surrounding unwanted conception, birth, and timing. These early imprints can profoundly shape our capacity to receive love, to plan, and to trust life's unfolding. So when an individual was conceived or born under circumstances of being, and I put in quotes, unwanted, or even unplanned or poorly timed, so all quoted here, a deep subconscious message may form, such as, I don't belong, or I'm not supposed to be here. And this energetic imprint, it can echo throughout our entire lifetime. It can influence one's sense of worth. It can influence one's relationships, their relationship with themselves, but their relationships with others. It can influence timing and their ability to manifest or create with ease. So when I use the word manifest, really that just means create. We get to create our lives. And the more conscious we are of that, the more in control we feel, and we get to receive the life that we desire. So that's really important. So as we bring awareness to such unconscious imprints, know that it is never about placing blame on our parents, on our caregivers. At the core of the breathwork practice, it is built upon understanding and accepting that our parents and those that had an influential presence in our life, that they were really doing the best they could with the tools they had at the time. Um, so, for example, the programming of Unwanted, this one deeply resonates with me. I experienced this imprinting. So, my parents were married at age 19 and age 20, and my mom conceived when she was 21. Um, and my dad would have been 22. So I heard stories of her, she wasn't able to drink at St. Patrick's Day because she was pregnant with me. Um, and while my parents are grateful for my birth and my life, in their early adulthood, my conception it wasn't planned, and my parents' attention was elsewhere. So all that my mom was experiencing, all the thoughts, the emotions, the hormones, it all is infused with energy and caused the release of neurochemicals and neurotransmitters, and that spreads throughout her body, and then baby receives that too. So that spreads throughout the limbic system, and thus I would have received that as well. So, to add to this, babies and children have what is called pre-verbal thought. So they can think before they speak, right? And so they're always making meaning. Often it's unconscious. We're not taught to be conscious or be aware of our thoughts as we're growing. Um, and it's very egocentric. So the meaning is always about them. So not having this awareness, I made meaning that I was unwanted, or that my timing was off. And this followed me into adulthood as I felt a feeling of rejection in my early relationships. I always liked to overplan as well. So that's a sign of control with underpinnings of fear. And if I had everything planned out, I felt like I was in control and it was safe and that I was wanted. It wasn't until I learned breath work and really cultivated a consistent practice, that I received the invitation to a reawakening, of the truth that I am wanted, I'm meant to be here, I'm worthy, and I'm right on time. And I embody that. I feel that now, whereas I felt something different before. So you can experience the same too, and you can guide the community you serve in experiencing this as well. So today we will speak to and work with the repatterning of these early imprints by bringing love, awareness, by releasing cellular memories of rejection, and integrating affirmations that restore your a sense of belonging, a sense of legitimacy, and a sense of purpose. So today you will get a glimpse of what's possible for yourself and the community you serve. All right. So last session, if you joined us, you met Garber Monte. And if you didn't join us last session, you want to email me. Email me at breathlove@breathworks614.com. And I'll make sure that you get that recording. It's on YouTube, so I can just send that to you directly. But last session, you would have met Garber Monte. And Garber taught us that imprinted memories, they start in utero. And he shared that a generation of traumas is really passed on, and until something in the environment turns it off, such as conscious awareness and well-being modalities such as breath work, until something turns it off, um, those genes continue to be passed on and on and on. We call this generational trauma. Um, so he denotes that genes are turned off or turned on, and that's influenced by our perception, the meaning we make of our experiences. And that threat is what triggers the response of the genes turning on or off. So this shows us that nurture has a large influence over the reality that we experience. And so today, to extend upon Garber's knowledge, I invite you to listen to my video here I'm about to play about our nervous system, about nervous system transfer and rewiring. And so before I play this, I just want to introduce you, or maybe remind you, if you've learned this before, the law of conservation of energy. So the law of conservation of energy states that energy can neither be created or destroyed, but transferred or transformed. So with that knowledge, I invite you just to pause and reflect. Where did your nervous system originate? Where did your nervous system come from? And if you're here joining us on Zoom, feel free to put it in the comments. If you're on Facebook, you can add it to the comments as well. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play this video here for you. My sound is on. If you can't hear it, you just might want to turn up your sound.
Ever get cut off in traffic and flip someone one of these? Or do you ever experience anger or resentment from agreeing to take on too much? Well, you are not alone. And in fact, it's not your fault. We gain our nervous system from our biological mother. Our moms pass their nervous system on to us. Hi, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tiffany Berger, and this is Teddy. I'm a well-being life coach and a breath worker. It is your birthright to breathe well and be well, and I am passionate about guiding individuals, families, corporations, and those in the school environment to live their very best life, to be well. We all deserve to live a joy-filled life. Learn to breathe calm and feel ease with myself as your guide. At the beginning of this video, I mentioned that our moms pass their nervous system on to us. It's true. Research has shown that our biological mothers pass their nervous systems on to us. While the baby is forming in utero, unconsciously, the nervous system begins to be formed. The way a young nervous system is formed leads to predictable patterns later in life. It leads to a programming that impacts a person's future relationship, future career, and even what that person is comfortable and not comfortable with in the future. This even includes the reactive and passive behaviors that we participate in, such as the flicking off or the building of resentment because we've agreed to take on too much. This unconscious wiring becomes the foundation in which not only how we interact with ourselves, but how we see and interact with the world. The good news is that our nervous system can be transformed. With intentional awareness, we can create a new response to triggers, stressors, or even our trauma. Breathwork creates new neural pathways. It creates a new response to those stressors and those traumas. Every time you participate in breathwork, you are activating the parasympathetic side of your nervous system, rewiring your nervous system, rewiring your response to those old stressors, to those that cut you off in traffic, to the patterns and programmings that you've lived in and participated in since birth. Your parasympathetic system can also be activated by participating and interacting in co-nourishing relationships. Coaching is a co-nourishing relationship. Being with a friend, a support figure, a family member, one who unconditionally loves you, also is a co-nourishing relationship. So the next time you're cut off in traffic, and when you might want to flick someone off, know that it's not your fault, but rather have the awareness to know that you can consciously breathe, participate in breath work, ignite the parasympathetic portion of your nervous system, even brain train or state, bless them, change me, so that you can rewire your nervous system and create a new response to your stressors, to your triggers, to your trauma. Or perhaps that feeling of resentment begins to set in. Well, take time to pause, take a deep breath. Ask yourself, does this serve me? Will participating in this action and taking on more than I need to truly serve and support my well-being? Maybe cozy up to the idea of receiving support. I don't have to do it all is a wonderful brain training technique that can support you. It is my passion to transform the reality of others, to posture them in a way so that they're open to receiving their well-being. Thank you for listening and to connecting the dots to your well-being. I look forward to hearing from you. So please comment down below. Let's hear how you're using these strategies, how your well-being is being transformed. And then, of course, I would love to hear from you personally by emailing breathelove@breathwork614.com. We all deserve to live a joy-filled life. Begin your joy-filled life today by visiting breathwork614.com. Thank you and breathe love.
All right. So Our nervous systems, they originate from our mother. Your nervous system was passed down to you from your biological mother, and caregivers pass on their nervous system to their children. Our fathers or other caregivers that are close in proximity, they do influence us as well, but it originates from our mom. So this process begins before a baby's even born because the nervous system is already being developed and shaped in utero. So, no matter what the mom's nervous system is like, unconsciously, this becomes passed on to the child. The way a young nervous system is developed leads to very predictable patterns in the future. It leads to a programming that impacts a person's future career, their future relationships, and what the person will or will not be comfortable with. This early unintentional wiring becomes the foundation with which we see not only ourselves, but the world. I tell my clients that our nervous system is attracted to a familiar hell versus an unfamiliar heaven. And that's because we are wired for survival. But the good news is that we have neuroplasticity. We have neuroplasticity in our brain and our nervous system. We can rewire, we can repattern. So whatever nervous system you were given, you are able to rewire and restore it at any age. Um, I, you, I was actually just chuckling because I was thinking, of that saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, it's not true. You can at any age. Um, so you can come to understand and rewire your nervous system for your best health and your best self. But by rewiring your nervous system and the patterns, you can develop a healthier relationship with yourself, healthier relationship with others. You can reduce ailments, such to those that I spoke about at the beginning of our time this evening. You can heal symptoms and then even address long-term health effects. Last session, you even heard me say, if you think about your cellular life, if you're a woman, you were formed inside your grandmother. So a female fetus is born with all the eggs that she will ever have in her lifetime. So when her grandmother was carrying so let's say you're a female, when your grandmother was carrying your mom in her womb, and you were just a tiny egg inside of your mom, because all the eggs are formed at 5 months. So that's wild to think about. And as you can see, that the certification program, it already infuses opportunity to heal generational trauma. All right, so individuals carrying this type of imprint, they may unconsciously express or experience the following: rejection dynamics, legitimacy and worthiness issues, timing and control issues, and then also avoidance and disconnection. So I want to speak to the rejection dynamics first. They may not be consciously aware that they are addicted to rejection in relationships. They often are drawn to unavailable partners, or rejecting those who express love. They may even overgive or try to make themselves indispensable to avoid being rejected. I mean, I remember thinking, as I shared, I participate in, well, I used to participate in this programming, but I remember thinking and actually trying to change partners in my early intimate relationships. Speaking to the legitimacy and the worthiness issues, those that carry this pattern often feel illegitimate or undeserving of love. They often feel like they're undeserving of success or stability. They may even struggle with institutions that represent legitimacy, like marriage, taxes, like formal systems, because they feel illegitimate. Um, the timing, when we talk about timing and control issues, they often experience ongoing tension with timing. They'll often say like they feel off course. They'll use that type of language. They might feel like they're perpetually late or rushed. They might believe it's never the right time or like they don't have enough time. Um, they often will swing between like compulsive over planning or chronic disorganization, as a way of overcompensating for being unplanned. And I would add that that was me. I mentioned that like, I had that felt sense of, I had a false sense of safety that I had created when I would overplan. So I would overplan, think about all the things that could happen, create this beautiful plan. And guess what? It didn't follow through. It didn't happen like that. So I was creating a false sense of safety in that overplan. And then I experienced being let down because it didn't go that way. Um, When thinking about avoidance and disconnection, often they say that they may fear intimacy or fear relationships because they feel like they take them off course. They often experience self-involvement, emotional detachment, or difficulty attuning to others' needs. And that's because they can't attune to their needs. So they mirror the early experiences of not being attuned to themselves. Okay. So you can see here on the screen, common patterns among the unwanted imprint often include beliefs such as they're addicted to rejection relationships. They play the other role and reject anyone who wants you. They try to make themselves feel indispensable so they won't feel rejected. They often might feel like they are sneaky, especially if they were illegitimate. They have trouble with taxes, marriage, other legitimate forms if they were illegitimate. They have trouble planning if they were unplanned, but they also might be a compulsive planner if they're overcompensating. And I'll tell you that that really stole my joy. It stole my joy, my ease, my spontaneity, and my trust in life. And I'm so thankful that I've healed that programming and that pattern within me. They might be accident prone, especially if they were an accident. They tend to be disorganized if they're unplanned or being compulsively organized if they're overcompensating. They might feel like relationships take them off course if their births seem to come at the wrong time for the parents, and just often experience a general lack of awareness, of insecurity with other people, and they might even be uncaring, self-involved, or labeled as narcissistic. So as you can see, there are commonalities, or core commonalities rather, among these programmings. At their essence, all of these patterns share a root disconnection of belonging, of safety, and of trust. There's a subconscious expectation of rejection and abandonment there. There's a belief also that one must earn love or legitimacy, and a distortion in relationship, in timing, and divine order, which leads to control. It leads to avoidance, and really chaos, like an internal world of chaos. So when this is brought into awareness with for yourself or with the community you serve, and when it's infused not only with awareness but then integrated with breath work, these subconscious programs they begin to dissolve, and they allow for a more new neural networks and energetic pathways to be created so that you can experience safety, worthiness, and belongingness. And so working through this, it has really supported me in experiencing meaningful relationships. I plan less. I'm more willing to go with the flow. And I would say my favorite part of that is receiving synchronicities. It's like those God moments, like there's no explanation for how things are working out, but it just like happens better than you can imagine. And so that really raises your vibration, right? Like that makes you feel like you're loved and supported by life. A common phrase that we use around here, my family and I, is that I love life and life loves me back. And that is just such a powerful, not only belief system, but feeling within you. So there are affirmations for integration that can support integration. Um, and they look like this. So these affirmations, they help restore the embodied truth of belonging and legitimacy. So they are, I am wanted, and it could even be I am wanted as a man or I am wanted as a woman. I deserve to be alive. It's safe to be wanted. I have the legitimate right to be loved and wanted. I am God's gift to the world, and the world is God's gift to me. I just had a client working on that last week, and oh, that felt so powerful to her to see herself in that light, that she adds value to the world just for being her, just for her uniqueness, and that the world is the gift to her. She gets to receive pleasure and ease and joy and the synchronicities from the world. Next, you're going to read, I choose to be wanted. I forgive my parents for not having the self-esteem to want me. I have a purpose God would have me fulfill. I am a chosen child of God, and I care about others, and others care about me. So, spirituality is infused in the breathwork journey and in certification because it is spirituality is a part of our being. So, breathwork influences and enhances your physical, so your body, your physical state of being, your mental, your mind, your emotional, the emotions that you experience, and then your spiritual states, your state of spirituality. And for the training and tonight, and then for certification, and if you decide that after this a breathwork journey is for you, know that I guide clients and students in connecting with that word spirituality in the way that's most meaningful to you. We as practitioners and facilitators, we would never want to force our belief systems on those that we serve, but just give them a buffet of offerings of um, a spiritual relationship that they could create for themselves and receive from. So, to further encourage integration, the affirmations you see here, I invite you to choose one for yourself tonight. You want to feel like there's a resonance to it, meaning you don't want the affirmation to create any resistance or feel like it's so far out of reach that you can't experience it for yourself. Um, you want the affirmation to feel as if you're taking steps towards it, towards embodying it or living it out. The word willing can be a very nice bridge here. It might sound like I'm willing to believe I'm a chosen child of God. So adding that bridge can feel like you're taking steps towards it, or um, it just dissolves that resistance that you might feel there. Um, so I invite you right now to go ahead and read over those affirmations for yourself and just notice which one like lands most in your body, which one might create a sense of calm for you, or which one feels like, oh, like, you know what, that actually sounds really nourishing to me, or that sounds like I need to hear that. Choose that affirmation, and if you will write that down in a journal, or post it somewhere, that will be one that you want to interact with outside of session. You'll want to journal that in the mornings when your neural pathways are the freshest. Your brain's always going to corroborate evidence to your first thoughts in the morning. So journaling that can be powerful. Posting that in your visual environment can be powerful too. So I'll give you a second to write that down there. This is really going to help guide you in it and deepening your experience of worth, of value, and of aliveness. Okay. We're going to keep it rolling here. So thank you. So now it's time for integration. This is similar to how a breathwork journey, a one-on-one session would go. We would talk. I would be getting more information from you, sharing how you might feel stuck or limited in your life, how you might not be creating the life that you desire. You're not receiving that back. We bring awareness to that. You might learn a specific breathwork technique or a well-being, a nervous system expansion drill, and then we would co-create an affirmation together. And then I'm going to state this affirmation over you. So tonight I'll be stating over you, I care about others and others care about me. So that was one that was on there tonight. So what you can do right now is set yourself up to create a relaxing and a restorative posture for yourself through conscious connected breathing, which you're going to experience here in a few minutes. With loving awareness and affirmation, we will transform this unwanted imprint into an embodied knowing, a felt sense of belonging. So this session, this portion of the session especially, is a reclamation of the self, an invitation to come home to the truth that you are always meant to be here, and you always were meant to be here. So if you are joining us here live, I just ask that you go ahead and put your camera on so that I can best support your breathwork session here. It can feel really nourishing to your body to have, if you're laying down, to have a pillow behind your head, your neck, and your shoulders. You might want to support underneath your knees. That can feel nice for you. A lot of times we cool off in breath work, so having a blanket next to you can feel good as well. And then a drink of water, just having water close by. Dimming the lights can also feel nice. I certainly don't want you to fall asleep. That's not why we're here. But creating just a restorative and a relaxing environment can support you. And having your cameras on can support as well. So as you get your area nice and relaxed and dimming your lights, go ahead and if you are going to lay down, you want to make sure that your camera, I can see your torso and that I can see your chest and then your head. So if I can see basically from head to torso down, that will be great because I want to see your breath rising in your diaphragm, moving up into your chest and then falling down as well. So as you guys get the camera situated and get yourself situated, I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the music here. So you're gonna see my screen change. Beautiful. Thank you for opening your cameras on and getting yourself in a supportive posture. And this is as loud as I'm going to keep the music. I want you to be able to hear me with the music in the background. So once again, if you need to turn up your cameras, good, I can see you guys. Everyone's, yes, looking good there. And when you're ready, I just invite you to go to close your eyes or stare at a fixed point in your environment and connect with your breath. That just means bring attention to your breath. Begin inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. And sometimes if you have the blurred background on, I'm not going to be able to see you because it's going to blur you out. So you might have to turn off that blurred background. As we inhale, we're inhaling through our nose. And then we're exhaling through our nose. Just allow yourself to arrive to the space that you've created. Allow your body to melt into the support beneath it. That looks good. Thank you. And just give yourself a few seconds to get out any wiggles or make any adjustments that you need to so that you can rest and really just allow gravity to take over right here, right now. And when you're ready to give some attention and further intention into your breath, on your next inhale, allow your belly to expand first at the start of the breath. Inhaling, your belly is going to get big. And then as you exhale, your belly is going to fall. As I mentioned, you're going to hear me state that affirmation to support integration. I care about others, and others care about me. Inhaling, belly gets big at the start of the inhale. Then as you take that exhale, the belly just releases, relaxes, and lets go. I want you to observe your belly expanding on the inhale and then contracting or releasing on the exhale. I invite you to bring awareness to your chest. So your belly will expand first as you inhale and then draw that breath up into your chest. Good. I'm seeing a beautiful rise in your torso on the inhale right now. Everyone's looking nice. Then when you exhale, when you're ready, bring attention to exhaling from your chest first. So the breath will want to release from your chest first. And then the breath will release from your belly last. So this becomes a 4-part breath. Part 1, belly expands as you start your inhale. Part 2, breath comes up into your chest, expanding it. Part 3, as you exhale, the chest falls. Part 4, your belly releases last. And yes, wherever you're not feeling movement of breath, go ahead and place your hands there. Nice. That looks good. So it might feel nice to place a hand on the belly and a hand on the chest, or just keep your hands in one of those places. You care about others, and others care about you. And right now, you are consciously breathing. This is the foundation to your breathwork journey. This is the foundation to your client's breathwork journey. This is also known as the warm-up. So right now, you're engaging with breath, you're activating your nervous system, you're letting it know it's safe to release, it's safe to relax right now. Just now getting into the body. Before we go any further, actually, go ahead and take an observation of each state of your being. I mentioned earlier, and if you've done any of my trainings before, you know breathwork pours into your physical, your mental, emotional, and spiritual. So just take a moment to notice your physical body. Notice anything that's present right here, right now for you. And I invite you to notice your mental state of being, your thoughts. You can even reflect upon some of the thoughts you've had so far today. Beginning of the week, it's Monday. And take a moment and notice your emotional state of being. Maybe noticing emotions that you're experiencing right now, but also emotions that you typically experience throughout the day. We call that your emotional set point. What emotions you typically live in or experience. And then when you're ready, take a moment and observe your spiritual state of being. Connecting to that word in the way that's most meaningful to you. Once you've observed, go ahead and bring your attention back to your breath. Inhaling, belly expands first, drawing the breath up into the chest. Exhaling, chest falls, stomach releases last. We care about others, and others care about us. That's it. Your conscious breath is looking nice. Feel that breath moving throughout your torso. It's causing your torso to move. You're not moving your torso, your breath is. You got it. I care about others, and others care about me. Beautiful. Now, when you're ready to bring further intention to your breath, I invite you to move into what we call conscious connected breathing. So you're still going to inhale and exhale through your nose, but go ahead and create a quicker pace. You're creating a current of energy like this. So we're going to eliminate any holding of our breath, inhaling all the way up into the chest, and then move right back into the exhale. Exhale fully and completely, then move right back into the inhale. Your breath might feel circular like this, or it might feel wave-like. Beautiful. Good, great. The Great, Dorothea. Keep breathing just like that with that current of energy. Always feeling the belly first. Yes. Good, Rachel. I can see your breath moving, your torso there. You got it. You care about others and others care about you. Now you are in conscious connected breathing. So now we're starting to activate the sympathetic portion of your nervous system. We're working to create a opportunity for release of any held onto emotions, but also an opportunity for integration. We're creating an entire experience around a specific thought pattern so that you can experience that embodiment, that you can live it out. We care about others and others care about us. Take note of what this breathing pattern feels like to your body. Take note of what this breathing pattern feels like to your mind. Take note of what this breathing pattern feels like to your emotions. That's it, you got it. You care about others and others care about you. Now, breathwork is a self-consent practice. So my job, as I said, is to give you a buffet of options. You're ultimately going to choose what feels best or most resonant with your body. If you would like to move up to the next level of intensity, I invite you to begin exhaling out through your mouth. So you're going to keep this conscious connected breathing pattern. Breath stays connected from inhale to exhale, but as you exhale, you're releasing breath through your mouth. As you release this breath through your mouth, do so with a wide, oval-shaped mouth. Release any pursed lips. This is not an exercising type of breath. We're letting the breath just naturally flow out of our mouth. If you're just joining on Facebook, be sure to join us on Zoom where the presentation is held. If you're just joining in, we're just now starting our breathwork session. That's it. Embrace this sense of calm. Embrace this opportunity for release. It's safe to stay. It's safe to stay connected with your breath. You got it. We care about others and others care about us. But keep breathing, keep staying connected with your breath. I care about others, and others care about me. Good. Staying connected. Inhale to exhale. And so once again, you are welcome to stay here at this level. If you would like to experience the next level of intensity, I invite you to begin inhaling through your mouth as well as releasing out through your mouth. So it's going to sound like this. You're inhaling with that wide oval shaped mouth, just as you're exhaling through it. I care about others, and others care about me. You care about others, and others care about you. That's it. Allow your breath to remind you of what you innately know. It's so beautiful you've showed up here for yourself tonight. You're prioritizing your well-being, which shows commitment in your self relationship. The most important relationship we have is the relationship with ourselves. I care about others, and others care about me. I care for myself. I take aligned action to care for myself. You care about others, and others care about you. We care about others, and others care about us. Your timing is the right timing. You are successfully engaged in the right activity at the right time. I am successfully engaged in the right activity at the right time. I am always on time. I am wanted. Stay connected with the breath. You got it. Breathing all the way up into the chest every time. I deserve to be alive. It's safe to be wanted. I have the legitimate right to be loved and wanted. I am God's gift to the world, and the world is God's gift to me. I choose to be wanted. I forgive my parents for not having the self-esteem to want me. I am a chosen child of God. I care about others and others care about me. As I mentioned earlier, breathwork is a self-consent practice. You are your own authority. At this point in the session, it's about time to start heading towards our cool down, meaning right now, just like a physical workout, you're at the highest level of intensity. And when you're ready, I invite you to transition back to inhaling through your nose and releasing out through your mouth. Keep your breath connected though. Continue to inhale, exhaling back into your inhale. Don't invite any pauses back in yet. I'm going to restate each of those affirmations again as you work your way to breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth, engaging in that conscious connected breath. I am wanted. I deserve to be alive. It's safe to be wanted. I have the legitimate right to be loved and wanted. I am God's gift to the world, and the world is God's gift to me. That's it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. I choose to be wanted. I forgive my parents for not having the self-esteem to want me. I have a purpose God would have me fulfill. I am a chosen child of God. I care about others and others care about me. And now moving in to that lesser level of intensity, breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. You might notice as you make that transition of breathing in through the nose and out through the nose, you invite some pauses back in to your inhales and exhales. And that's okay if you move from conscious connected breathing to conscious breathing. We're working towards our cool down anyways. As you engage in nasal inhales and exhales, I'm going to restate each one of those affirmations again. This will be our final time hearing these. I am wanted. Good, in through the nose, out through the nose. I deserve to be alive. It is safe to be wanted. I have the legitimate right to be loved and wanted. I am God's gift to the world, and the world is God's gift to me. I choose to be wanted. I forgive my parents for not having the self-esteem to want me. I have a purpose God would have me fulfill. I am a chosen child of God. I care about others and others care about me. And now to take your last movement in your breathwork session, I invite you to engage in balancing breath. You will inhale between 4 to 6 seconds, choosing the pace that feels best for your body. And then you will exhale the length of your inhale. Inhaling for 4, please exhale for 4. If inhaling for 5, please exhale for 5. And if you choose 6, please exhale for 6. Once again, choose the pace that feels best to your body. Please don't hold your breath at the top or at the bottom. You still want to have some fluid pace there. The breath creates flow. That's it. Engaging in this balancing breath. And as you engage in this balancing breath, go ahead and bring your mind back online and observe your physical state of being. Observe that sense or any sensations you're experiencing in your body. And then also just take a data point. If what you were experiencing before your breathe, just notice if that's still online. Notice what's present in the physical body. And when you're ready, I invite you to observe your mental state of being. Notice where your thoughts are now, after we've given some time for this intentional connection with breath, intentional stillness, and intentional reprogramming. Observe what emotions you're experiencing right here, right now, this present moment. You don't always have to give words to emotions. You can just observe sensations or any energy moving throughout the body. The breath will never cause pain, but it will bring awareness. So notice if you are feeling tingles or if you're feeling vibrations, notice where that's taking place in your body. It often goes to where there's a depletion of energy or where there's inflammation. And then last but not least, observe your spiritual state of being. When you feel complete with your moment of self-reflection and observation, I invite you to bring your breathe to a close in the way that's most meaningful to you. This can be a very spiritual practice. So if you feel called to pray, go ahead and do that. If you want to acknowledge, or last session we talked about self-celebration. If you want to celebrate yourself for prioritizing your well-being or something else, go ahead and do that now too. And then I just ask you, what would it feel like to give yourself a hug or a nice, affectionate embrace? So if that feels right to you, give yourself a hug, holding your shoulders, clasping your hands together, but just come home and acknowledge yourself. And then go ahead and invite movement into your body. Wiggling fingers, wiggling your toes. Roll that to wrist rolls and ankle rolls. And if you're lying down, you're going to want to roll to your side. And just stay on your side for a few conscious breaths as you work to reorient yourself and come back. You're going to hear the music stop, and I'm going to take us back to our presentation. And as you come back into this presentation here, just observe what that feels like. Breath work for integration. And if you have a journal next to you and there's something you want to write down to remember about this experience, please take the time to do so. We're just on a timed cadence here, so I'm going to keep moving, but please, you'll get a recording of this, so you can always catch back up in that recording, but I certainly don't want to take any time away from you being connected with yourself like this. Our journals, and when we go back and read those as reflections, they can really be powerful insight to our subconscious. And just as you slowly work to come back to, you'll come back to that seated position when you're ready. Maybe offering yourself a drink, a greater stretch, giving yourself whatever it is you need. So imagine, and you're welcome if you want to put how you're feeling in the chat, go ahead and do that. I can certainly read those. But imagine experiencing this type of transformation, breathing like this for 1 full hour, or guiding another to breathe like this for a full hour. Imagine this type of transformation at even a deeper level as you show up consistently in your own sessions, because that's included in certification. That's called embodiment. At the end of every training, we train on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So at the end of Saturday, you will either lead or co-facilitate a breathwork session, or you will receive one. So a group facilitates on Saturday while another group receives, and then they flip-flop on Sunday, which is really awesome because we're like in training for 8 hours and we're learning a lot. It can be overwhelming, and just to down regulate with breath work at the end can really also help everything just kind of marinate and stick as you move forward in your learning. So inside of Breathwork 614's certification programs, you will expand upon your embodiment and your knowledge to support others in their healing and in their transformation journeys. Breathwork 614 certification programs were created based upon 5 pillars. And you're going to see this here. So these foundational pillars, they really serve as the heart of both of my certification programs. Trauma-informed breathwork facilitator certification that actually just wrapped this weekend. We had our last training. That's what I was doing. So you might have saw me getting on Facebook. I want to read you guys one of my students' posts, and I think I can find that. I wasn't planning on doing this, so I'll do it if Facebook is quick and takes me there, but we'll see. I don't usually get on Facebook um, on the computer, so it's a little bit different, and it's actually, maybe I will not do this. I'm going to show you. Okay. That's, maybe if I go to her page. Okay, so this is one of my students, and you can access this if you follow me. I mean, you can certainly see her posts and read it for yourself. And so I'm reading this post right here, gratitude. And so this is her testimony. So we just wrapped certification on Sunday. She says, as I approach my final weekend of trauma-informed breathwork facilitator training, my heart is overflowing with gratitude. This journey has stretched me, softened me, awakened me, and reminded me that it is never too late to show up for yourself. For years, I've wanted to dive into holistic healing courses, but life was full, kids, work responsibilities, and a schedule that left little time for me. Now, as an empty nester, I finally learned what it feels like to choose myself wholeheartedly, and it's powerful. Trauma isn't just the big experiences we imagine, anything that overwhelms the nervous system, too much too fast, or too little for too long, it can leave an imprint in our body. And I love that she used that because that is our definition that we learned in training. She continues to say, I've spent decades learning about natural healing and trauma recovery modalities, and I can honestly say there's immense power in the breath. The breath knows how to guide us home to safety, to connection and wholeness, one moment at a time. This certification means more to me than I can express. Tiffany, owner of Breathwork 614 in Grove City, Ohio, has been incredibly professional, supportive, and deeply eye-opening throughout this training. I am so grateful for her wisdom and for the space she holds so beautifully. I'm excited and humbled to continue this next leg of my journey. If you or someone you love is ready to release, to heal, to learn safety in the nervous system again, I gently invite you. And so she's beautiful. She made a plug. I offer community breath work the last Tuesday of each month, and that'll be November 25th at 9:30. And that's here in Grove City at Rise Yoga. So she made a beautiful plug for that. But then she says, breathwork is for every story, every season, every heart ready for change. So as I step into this final weekend of class, root for me, lift me up a little, and remind me that showing up for myself is worth it. Always and always and always. Here's to healing, here's to breath, here's to becoming. So that was so cool. Like even just reading that, my heart just explodes for her. And now the community that she gets to impact and that she gets to support. So that's so beautiful. So let me take you back here now. So that certification just wrapped, but right now I am enrolling for the cohort for Breathworker Life Coach. And what's different is that trauma-informed breathwork facilitator, oh, excuse me, let me go back. That's only a 3-month program. That's for those that have a client, already a client base, for those that can just simply infuse breathwork into their professional life. Whereas Breathworker Life Coach, it really talks about these subconscious programmings and beliefs that are connected to our birth script, or our birth chart, as I call that. We go deeper into learning more nervous system, safety expansion type regulation tools. And so this program, excuse me, is a 6-month program, and it begins at the end of January, January 30th. And so that goes from January to June. Okay, so I'm going to keep going here. So some of those pillars, the 5 pillars, the first is pillar of presence and space holding. So you will learn how to regulate your own nervous system and create a grounded energetic field that you can offer the community you serve. This is called co-regulation. The second pillar is awareness of trauma and safety. In this pillar, you'll learn how to recognize trauma responses, respond in an informed way that embodies safety, sensitivity, respect, and trust. The third pillar is comprised of understanding the nervous system. So here you will gain in-depth knowledge of the nervous system and how to activate it, but then also deactivate it. And there are times that we will want to activate someone's nervous system. You're also going to learn the essential sequence for healing trauma. Many times, practitioners, even licensed therapists, they don't know that essential sequence for healing trauma. And so we just get people in trauma loops over and over and over. There is an off ramp to that, and it's with this essential sequence. I will tell you, it starts with safety. We cannot create lasting change in a body that doesn't feel safe. And safety doesn't lie in the mind. Safety is a feeling, it lies in the body. So we've got to create safety in the body, and we can do that by partnering with our breath because it's connected to our nervous system. And then the fourth pillar here, you will take a deep dive into evidence-based research of breathwork being a powerful tool for healing and transformation. And then last but not least, the fifth pillar is built upon responsibility and facilitation. So this pillar really prepares you to navigate boundaries, dual relationships. A dual relationship might look like a lot of people in my world, so they are clients, there are people that I don't know, but then there are people that come in from my past. There are people that I've had like a connection with, that wasn't breath work, but maybe it was an intimate partner at one time, or maybe it was a family member of an intimate partner. And so you learn how to handle or interact with those dual relationships, because really this is a sacred practice. And so my motto is, if someone's coming to me, they were divinely guided. I'm here to offer this practice and this modality to facilitate. Um, and so that can be, it might seem awkward at first, but you'll learn how to navigate that, so that you can be supportive to all those that desire breath work as a healing practice. We'll talk about ethical dilemmas, and just moments of, that you might feel activation, so that you can navigate that with professionalism and with grace. And so here is what, I'm going to show one more testimonial to you. Here's what breath work looks like when you step into, I don't want to say breath work. Here's what certification, after certification, can look like to you when you really step into fully embracing and embodying these pillars. This is a student from Breathworker Life Coach, so the certification that I'm enrolling now.
At the beginning of this journey, I just remember feeling like I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it, and how overwhelming it felt, and it was a lot of fear and overwhelm and anxiety, and I didn't know if I was going to be able to fit all this in and make it work with my life and
Your full-time job.
yes, and working
kids.
and the kids and just being a single mom and just all the things, and how much I really just didn't want to do it. Quite frankly, I was like, I just don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I want to do it anymore. And to now just be in a totally different place of like a different type of overwhelm, like just overwhelmed with like bliss and just the love that I feel for myself and God's love that I feel like I've received. It's just been such a transformation of the place of like despair, honestly, that I was in, to, not that there's not hard days, but it's like the ease and the rest and the flow of just being able to receive goodness again, and to feel like
that it's safe to receive that.
And like my being has been restored.
That's powerful. My being has been restored. Wow.
Is like, it's a miracle. It's a gift. It's a real
I can feel the gratitude.
Yeah. And you said like, what parts of you do you feel like are still there and stronger or brighter, and I feel like my creativity coming back and just my zest for life coming back, and even in things like just what I wear, like I can sense like a change in just wanting to get back to wearing different, like I used to be so confident and comfortable in just wearing fun, colorful outfits, and I lost that for a while. And so even things like that coming back, like that, just that part of me being like, I never lost it, but just restoration to it.
Yeah.
And,
there's a vibrancy now about you, even right now, like as you're saying this, you can see it. Your skin is glowing, you're bright orange.
Yeah. My citrusy.
And your nails. Yeah.
So like those parts that never left, but it was just
maybe dimmed.
Yeah.
What about in relationship to the fear? And like you spoke to, like you were in despair, but now it's like a bliss for life. But how is your relationship to fear? Like you might have walked in with a lot of fear, in January 18th, 2025, and now here we are in July 19th, 2025. So how has that transformed in the 6-7 months?
I still experience fear. I would say it's like entirely gone, but it's not as gripping or controlling. It doesn't push me to have more of that gripping and controlling behavior and patterns. It's more just like this sense of ease and knowing like it's all going to work out. Like it's all going to work out the way that it's supposed to, and I don't have to overdo or manipulate situations to make sure that it's in control.
So how did you get to that point then? How do you get to it's all going to be okay? Like how do you
I think it's just a real, like we talked about, surrender to God and surrender to life and situations, and trust, in myself, but also in trust in God. And
And to interact with that trust, you had to build safety within yourself, right?
Yeah.
And so what do you think was the game changer there that helped you build that safety?
I think a lot of like just self-acceptance, self-love, really a deeper connection. I've always had a connection with God, but just a deeper connection with God, and just, you know, his, the belief of, you know, who I am in God, and the safety that I feel with him and with myself, and like just this partnership between myself and God, and the trust and self-acceptance and love that I have for myself. I don't know that I've ever had, like, even prior to going through my divorce, like, it was kind of the catalyst to this growth. I don't know that it was ever there. And so
continuing to riff off of that safety, what are some practices that you've put in play to create safety for your body, for your mind, right?
Of course, doing breathwork practices, and just engaging with that throughout my day, you know, committing to, I even thought about just committing to maintaining my own personal sessions, you know, like, just, I could have quit, I could have stopped doing that, I could have not went, but just maintaining, going to sessions, and practicing, you know, the breathing techniques that I've learned, you know, not just here and there, but literally all day, every day throughout my day, and teaching my kids these techniques.
There you go. So I hear nervous system, nervous system drills, right? Nervous system expansion and regulation, but then embodiment is what I hear. Teaching your kids.
Yeah, and being able to like share it with other people, and share it with my coworkers, and share it with my boyfriend, and, you know, just, and my family.
A ripple effect, like you're a catalyst, yes, to healing.
You know, the forgiveness process was major for me, and the way that I felt that regulate my nervous system a lot, and even just the body practices that I've learned, you know, like butterfly touch, and just different techniques to like regulate my own nervous system, and has really transformed my relationship with myself. It's not so much like all this head stuff, it's like just this full embodiment. I remember the first time I had a session, that's what I said, was like, this is a total mind, body, spirit, emotion, soul, you know, experience.
Like feeling it to your core is what I hear you saying, right? So if you don't mind continuing to be vulnerable, at the end of that reflection, I asked you to share a commitment to yourself and moving forward in your journey of becoming, right? Do you mind sharing what you are committed to?
Yeah. I think, like, in its simplest form, is just love for myself, self-acceptance, the love and ease and rest that I receive from God, those are just like my non-negotiables, like just staying true to the love and acceptance that I've learned to have for myself, and curiosity towards myself.
Beautiful.
And that being an extension of like love and acceptance and curiosity to others as well. Like, that flow is just,
I love it. You're
like a
we couldn't have planned this better. You're hitting on Breathwork 614's core values right now, which I taught you at the beginning of time. But go, girl,
but
go.
It just is like, that creates so much ease, like ease, you know, towards myself, but also ease towards life and other people and relationships. And so when I allow that to come into my own life and towards myself and from God, it then overflows into my life and other people's lives. And I think that is really the bottom line of like what's non-negotiable for me. Is like the thing that makes me feel grounded, or like simple when I feel overwhelmed, you know, that's what I can come back to, is just love and acceptance of myself, rest and peace and trust, surrender to God, and letting that flow into my life, into the people that are in my life, and the circumstances that are in my life. So
oh my gosh, it's conscious living. There's aliveness, so much aliveness like flowing from you right now. Oh, thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that was Emily. Emily graduated this past summer, so in June, and she's got a successful business now. She's coaching, she's changing lives, continuing her own unfolding and embodiment journey. And you can see it was really powerful for her to come into acceptance. In this training program, you will learn about the forgiveness process. Forgiveness is a state of being. Acceptance is like a consciousness. It's a level. And through learning how to accept herself, she was able to forgive, complete the past, let it go, which then brought her into the present moment. And you can see that radiating from her. So I really wanted to show that to you guys today. So thank you for watching that. So in this certification program, you will be equipped to guide others through deep, lasting transformation with safety, with integrity and compassion. You will learn to adapt breathing techniques for various emotional states and respond skillfully to client needs using trauma-aware tools and practices. By identifying trauma responses and emotional imprints as your very own embodiment journey unfolds, you will become equipped to serve and guide others. You will master the art of space holding and energetic presence, creating a safe container for clients to explore, express, and heal through breath. You will understand how to track and regulate the nervous system, both in yourself, but then also in your clients. And then you'll learn how to use additional applied knowledge, such as the polyvagal theory, PNI, which stands for psychoneuroimmunology, and somatic experiencing. So with clarity and confidence, you will be supported in crafting a mission, setting ethical standards, and then creating structure around your offerings so that you can receive client retention and create a business that's sustainable. That was my first thing that I wanted to know before I left the classroom teaching and started this my own business. I was like, is this sustainable? Is this going to work? And you can make that happen. And it's really rewarding when you make money for yourself too. I have to say that. So if you have any questions right now, please add those in the chat. I would love to answer those. If you are left with any questions, please let's schedule a time to chat. Let's talk. I want to know, do you like what you're learning? What questions do you have? How are you already thinking? How could you apply this or insert this into your life? As I mentioned earlier, my website hosts a ton of information. So going to breathwork614.com, you'll want to go to the Breathworker Life Coach here. And you can just find that at the top in my drop down there. It's under Get Certified. We do meet every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Friday is virtual, and that's from 6 to 8:30. And then we meet Saturday and Sunday in Dublin at the Bridge Park area, and that is from 8:30 to 5:30. And so we break for lunch. And Bridge Park is very beautiful. We meet in, it's called Brick House Blue. It's kind of like I don't know, it reminds me of like a VRBO, like a home away from home. Like they have everything there. So that's really comforting and nice when you're away from home that long. But it flies by, guys. Like that's what my both of my students have said is like, wow, like I can't believe how quickly the certification program flies by, because like you're in the work, you're doing the work. It's not just like knowledge to knowledge, right? So it doesn't look like anybody has questions. I'm going to keep rolling here. So your birth story, it didn't end the day you were born. It's still unfolding. And as you can see, it's never too late to rewrite your story. So I look forward to seeing you during our next session, which explores imprinting of separated at birth. The remainder of this series will uncover some of the most common patterns that I see showing up in clients' lives. That's why I chose these ones. And I hope to see you again on the 17th to learn how to transform the patterns you desire with breathwork. So thank you again for your guys' time. If you have questions about the services I offer or certification, please contact me. Please reach out. I would love to set up a time to chat with you and explore the possibility of transforming your life.